And we're live. Hello, everyone.
We're
Welcome
live.
to Claret and Booze and a Sunday night show. It's a Monday night show because I was tired yesterday. I'd had a long day. And we thought we'd do it again tonight. So you'll be pleased to know I explained a little while ago that I've been getting I've been missing something on the Sunday night show. And I know quite a few of you don't like going through the player ratings, but you know what? The donkey's back, baby. The donkey's back. I brought him back. I have. We've got to it's time. It's time, I feel. So we're going to talk about the game. We're going to do the player ratings. We're going to talk a little bit about Potter, of course, and then we're going to take some calls from you, lovely lot, as well. How are you, Mick?
Yeah, I'm all right, Christy. Really, nothing. But it's work and fucking just life, isn't it? Really.
Had any more accidents with toothpicks or anything like that?
No, not you. Oh, you don't know about? They don't know about the accident I had with a toothpick. I never mentioned it on here. Thanks. I'll tell you now. Because it's quite funny, really.
God.
Obviously, I do toothpicks to do less vaping. I'll still vape, but I enjoy it. But I've got loads in my car. Like I've got toothpicks in the car and that. So when I don't know what it is, but I was driving anyway, and all of a sudden one of them must have been on my seat because all of a sudden one right at the sharp end went straight up my arsehole. It's another roll. Honestly, I was driving along going, oh, what the fuck? Oh, it was painful. It was painful, mate.
So you got a little prick up your ass?
I had a little prick up my arse.
Oh, right, okay.
I know, but
first time for everything.
Yeah, I ain't. Well, that's. I'm glad you said that. That's right. First time for everything. But no other injuries at the moment.
Good. Okay, Micky, the game yesterday. Let's start at the beginning. We won't go through it blow by blow. But the starting lineup. What were your thoughts on the way that Mr. Potter set this team up to go out against Liverpool?
I don't think that I was surprised. I'm not saying I liked it, but I don't think I was surprised. In the sense that it was Liverpool. So if we'd seen like a defensive formation against people like Bournemouth and that, I think you were going to see more of a more defensive lineup against someone like Liverpool. So like I said, I weren't so surprised. What I was surprised with was watching that first half. We kept on lofting a load of long, high balls up.
Yep.
And you was hoping, or they was hoping that Bowen or Kudus could out-jump and out-muscle Van Dijk and Kone. Like, it was just, what the fuck are we doing?
After time, they weren't even there, mate. Kudus and Bowen were so deep. We was opening the ball to no one.
Yeah, no, you're right. But what I'm saying is that it wasn't even if it was a ball to try and play at the back of them for them to run in. It was literally a high, lofted ball.
Yeah.
And I said you had no big man there. So I was more surprised that, you know, if you're going to play like that they didn't have a big man up there, whether that be hopefully Falkirk or even if it was Ferguson.
Or Fulkrug. Fulkrug would have been good as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah, all right, I know I can't say his name because I keep saying it. Fuck that, I keep saying that.
Now, to be fair, mate, I can't get over the fact he didn't start with a striker. He also had Ferguson on the bench as well. And we're going to go on to talk about that as well in a bit because this is just fucking baffling me now. It is. We know that we're better. We know that we're better with a striker. We know that Bowen just looks shit as a centre forward, and he ain't shit. He's so far from shit, but he looks so average playing him in that position. So there's so many things wrong with what's going on, but we are going to sort of pick the bones out of it. What were your thoughts of? Obviously, we was one member of Jedward, Light, Souček, was on the bench and he didn't feature for the whole game. So, tick, happy with that. But James Ward-Prowse playing in front of Alvarez.
Well, I mean, I know we talked about this a little on the chat, but what I didn't mention was that even if Souček, if James Ward-Prowse wouldn't have been picked to start, it would have been Souček anyway. So you're looking at Alvarez being the third choice central defensive midfielder, which is fucking mental.
Mate, he's a spare man. I mean, he's only just realised that Carlos Soler, the bloke who came from PSG, he's a better player than Souček. So it's only taken him 12 games to realise that. And he's finally started him in front of Souček in midfield.
Well, yeah, there is that, obviously, but then I just can't understand how you would not put Alvarez in. Like, I was trying to think, is he on like a yellow? Is he like one book away from like it's the next
No,
game?
mate. For weeks and weeks and weeks now. Do you not remember that run of games where the three of them were featuring in the middle, and it was Alvarez that was being subbed off on 60 minutes every single game?
Well, yeah, of course I do. Because I
It
also
was him.
remember that it was Alvarez that was running up and down the pitch. He was sort of a box to box midfielder in a
And he
kind
ain't a
of
box to
way.
box midfielder. So
No,
look, do you know what? He's got more legs than them. He ain't really got the legs 4 and 8. I don't think. I think he can. He's a good ball carrier from deep as a CDM, but he's a great six.
no, but this is what I
But
was saying to
they're
you.
not using him there.
No, but this is what I'm saying to you. So he was playing him as that box to box midfielder when his natural role and a role that he's class at really is a central defensive midfielder. But yet you choose to pick more of a box to box midfielder, if you like, in James Ward-Prowse to play as that central defensive midfielder, which he's shit at. He is shit at it.
He covered a
So
lot of. He covered a lot of ground though, James Ward-Prowse
that's
in that game, didn't he?
fantastic, Nick. That's fantastic. Cover as much ground as you fucking want.
Mate, he
Go
ran
to
so
corner to corner
much.
to corner. But if you're doing nothing, what with about that, then what's
Do
the
you know
fucking
what?
point
Do you
of
know
you?
why that is? It's very simple because it's the same with Souček. When you're off the pace and you're having to chase the game, you run more than everyone else. He's just completely off the pace, the geezer. He is. And, I'll give him his due. He was running everywhere and he was trying. He was trying. And that ain't me being sarcastic, all right?
Well, it should be.
But he was trying. But
Oh.
fucking hell, he was so far out of his depth. It was cringy. And you've got Alvarez on the bench who
That's
didn't
such
even
a
get a
new
sniff.
age thing to say, to think. No, Nick, he's trying. I'll give him a fucking medal
Give
for
him a
trying it.
give him a medal for trying. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
but
mean? Well done,
yeah,
James Ward-Prowse. Like he's
yeah.
one of the highest paid players. But you know what? Even take that out of the equation, he's just I don't know what he brings. I really don't.
Yep.
I don't know what he brings.
No,
So
I know, and obviously the other gaping error for me. Look, if you're going to go free at the back, go free at the back. Whatever, I don't care. But everybody knows that their biggest threat is Salah. If you're not going to play Emerson out there against him, for whatever reason, I don't know why, you play Wan-Bissaka. You do what he did in the second half, and you put Wan-Bissaka on him because he took him out of the game completely. Pitching Skulls up against him, especially when he's got Kilman on the inside of him, because he got done twice by Salah. He did. But do you know something?
twice bad.
He got done twice bad. But if you watch a show that Gio did at 6 o'clock today, he highlighted exactly what I picked up on in that game. He was getting no cover from Kilman whatsoever. If you watch that ball that goes over the
That,
top,
yeah.
if you watch the ball that goes over the top from Kilman, the reason there was so much space there was because Kilman vacated it and he followed Curtis Davies he's just fucking clueless positionally. Left a massive gaping hole for Salah to have almost a free run at Scholes. It was
But
ridiculous. So it was terrible.
I agree with it. And let me just quickly say that, Mark. I think we can beat Southampton at home. Well, you fucking hope so, mate.
I reckon we can. And well, everyone else has. They've got 10 points this year,
You
mate.
fucking hope so, wouldn't you? But what was I going to say? No. So that was the whole point as well about having someone like Alvarez in James Ward-Prowse's position because he would have covered. I'm not saying everything, but he would have helped Skulls out a lot more than James Ward-Prowse did because James Ward-Prowse done fuck all.
Well, he runs a lot. He does run a lot, though.
Yeah,
He
give him
does.
a medal.
He
Well
does
done,
run a
you
lot.
run a lot.
But yeah, look, for me, it was a game of two halves. Very quickly, I'll give my synopsis on the game. Started it wrong. Like I said, not starting with a focal point with a forward up front was wrong. I'm not even going to talk about his shape. If he's stuck on the three at the back, whatever. But don't put James Ward-Prowse in the CDM when you've got Alvarez on the bench. You just look like a prick, as far as I'm concerned. Alvarez is a far better fucking player. And James Ward-Prowse was struggling throughout that game. So to not even make that change, wow, he took Soler off. He fucking took Soler off and left James Ward-Prowse on, fighting for his life. It's like watching a fucking someone who can't swim in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? You had to get him out. You had to get him out. And Skulls was a mistake. It was not that he did. Skulls got better as the game went on, but it was wrong to pitch Skulls against Salah when you've got other options. You know, because, yeah, fair enough, he's got to learn. That's what people are saying. He's got to learn against the best. Yeah, but sometimes getting your arse ripped out ain't no good for your confidence. It's all about confidence as well. So I think there's a right way and a wrong way. And also, this game ain't about Scholes. Fucking, you know, we want him to learn, but we want to win games and all. Don't forget, he's been here 13 games. We've won 3. We've won 3 of them.
He's right there. Look, Tony, J. Paul Price runs everywhere, but where the ball is, he fucking that sums it up.
We've won 3. So yeah, the first half was wrong. And like I said, he went in at half time. He would have seen Wolves are winning 2-0. We're now 17th. Ipswich are 2-0 up. They're 12 points off of us and got to play us. So if they win, they're 9 points off of us. Fucking 6 games in the middle. One of them's Leicester. So you'd have been shitting yourself. It came out, no changes. Still no fuck rug. You know, just, it's fine. No urgency whatsoever. No urgency. So we were much better in the second half. It was a far better watch. But we were so much better when Fulkrug came on. It was a waste because that was not a good Liverpool team that we were playing. Well, they're a good Liverpool team, but they haven't been playing well for a few weeks. They're struggling to get over the line. There's a lot of people that have been saying, "Oh, Liverpool just took their foot off the gas." No, they're nervous because of what happened against Fulham last week. They're struggling a little bit now. They went out the cup. You know, they go up a few gears, but they know they're a little bit weak defensively. Look how many chances we had against them. They know they're a bit weak defensively. Hello, Thumb. And so what they did was they got their goal and then they tried to be a little bit more sensible the way that they was playing, but it weren't really working. So they were there for the taking. We start the game against Liverpool the way that we finish it, we've actually got a chance of winning that game. You know, Liverpool at 100% where they're really purring and they're fucking firing on all cylinders. You ain't got much chance. But this isn't that Liverpool at the moment. They're not. And everyone's going, oh, the minute they decided to go and score, they scored. Well, they didn't. I mean, we'll go on to talk about the Paqueta foul. But first of all, that foul could have been given. And then, if that ain't given, the fucking foul on Fulkrug's got to be given. On Virgil van Dijk, 2 hands in the back, bang, gone.
I missed that. I totally missed that.
So two fuck-ups as far as I'm concerned. Paqueta done there what he done all over the pitch in that game. Because what he does is, I know people moan about it, and they whatever little minuscule chance they get, he should have been on a fucking hat-trick of assists. What about blaming the fucking idiots that kept on missing the chances he was putting on the plate for him? Let's have a go at Bowen, missing a one-on-one. Let's have a go at Kudus, missing a chance. Oh, no. Let's have a go at the bloke who put all the fucking chances there for everyone. And do you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, what he did throughout that game, he was winning fouls all the time. He's an expert at it. It isn't diving because he does invite contact. Yes, he goes down and theatrically because he wants to make sure he gets the free kick. But he positions himself between the ball and the player. 9 times out of 10, he gets contact, he goes down. It's a foul by the fucking letter of the law. That's why he gets the fouls. That's why he gets the fouls. And everyone's saying, oh, well, you know, I don't like diving. You know, I can't stand it. Would you say no to Salah then? Would you? Because Salah spends half the game on his arse. It's literally how a lot of these players play. If you don't want it, don't go out and get fucking Brazilian players because this is how they all play.
But this is Mark, because like I said to you, we'll talk about this tonight.
Yeah.
So I get that, right? I do honestly get what you're saying. But the difference is with someone like, just say, for example, Salah and the team that he's in.
Yeah.
If he goes for it to try and buy a foul, whether that's, you know, like whatever, he just tries to buy a foul and it doesn't pan out, right? Look at the team behind him, yeah, that can sort of rectify that mistake, if you like, or rectify it being there. Now, when someone like Paqueta goes down in a team like West Ham, have you got any faith that the people like James Ward-Prowse, Souček, Kilman, Mavropanos, hold on, wait, have you got any faith in them?
Why do you think he does it in these areas? Because I don't think he's got all the faith in the players. What you have to realise is the reason he buys those fouls is for the team to kill the momentum of the opposition and buy us time. He wins that foul, the game's over. It's a draw.
I'll get that. I get that.
And then we ain't sat here going, "Oh, silly Paqueta."
No, I fully get that, right? But then people are saying silly Paqueta because what happened?
Let's ignore all the assists.
No, but if you and I'm never going to argue that. But if you look at that passage of play at the time, Kudus, I think it was when he passed the ball to Paqueta. Well, before that, there was a couple of opportunities that he could have laid that ball out in the middle, and I think it was to Ward-Prowse. I don't really blame him for not doing it, but I think it was to Ward-Prowse.
And it's only going to come back at you.
and he was free. What?
It'll only come back at you if you give it a wall press.
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, and he'd probably go back anyway. But
Yeah.
just say, for example, that he was free in the middle. Now, he could have gone, possibly, that it would have happened, but we could have been on the break with that one. But he Kudus then found himself surrounded, so then he had to pass it back to Paqueta. But even then, Paqueta had the opportunity, because it was a wide path, to put it back in the middle.
He could have made a different decision.
But he didn't. So he tried to shield the ball, looking at it. Now, this is where I'm saying I'm never going to slaughter Paqueta. I'm not slaughtering him for this either. I'm not blaming him for the goal.
I don't blame him in the slightest.
No, not the way. But in that moment, for me, that was the wrong decision. But it was
only because it weren't given. It was a wrong decision because it weren't given.
I think you're looking for it. I don't think that it was necessary.
No, he won at least 4 fouls doing exactly the same thing in that game. At least 4 he won. At least.
Even I thought that was, even whether it was a foul or not that you could say, for me, that was just one decision that it was a poor decision on his behalf. But I'm never going to sort it. He was the best player on the pitch.
Look, what annoys me with a lot of the West Ham fans, and I'm going to say this now, I am, and it'll probably upset a lot of people. I don't really fucking care. You've got someone like Paqueta yesterday, who was not just the best player on West Ham's team in that second half, the best player on that fucking pitch. He could have had should have had a hat trick of assists, but it was the players that was missing the opportunities. That's the reason we didn't get much more out of that game. How about we have a go at them? But what they'll do is they'll ignore everything when one mistake is made, because we've got one player who wants to be on the ball every second of every fucking minute of the game. And he don't hide. He wants to be on the ball and control it. He makes one mistake. They forget all of the good things that he's just done. They forget the fact that he was the one who put the 40-yard pass over to Wan-Bissaka. And they go, fucking Paqueta, diving bastard. We've lost him. On the flip side, they'll sit there and watch Souček do fuck all for 90 minutes. Nothing. Kill us as a team because we've got nothing in midfield. He'll pop up and get a shit-house goal, and they'll start crowing about how fucking great he is and stuff like that. It's a goldfish mentality. They go based on the last thing that's happened. It drives me fucking mad, mate. You got to look at the bigger picture when it comes to football, as far as I'm concerned. At least when it comes to 90 minutes, at least look at the whole fucking 90 minutes of the game.
No, I get it. I'm not going to lie. But this is where I think that people, because they expect more from Paqueta and more and more from Kudus, when they don't get it, even though they're having a good game, but the minute they make a mistake, they shouldn't be doing that. And then they're jumping on their backs. But it feels like it's fine to not jump on someone like James Ward-Prowse's back, or
Bowen for missing a one-on-one,
or Souček or someone like that, because they're not expecting it. They're not expecting them to do much. That's fucking shocking. You should be expecting a player to be at his best at every given.
Oh well, we don't expect Souček to do anything. We don't expect him to be able to pass the ball 5 yards, so we don't have a go. What?
To them, that's fine, then, isn't it? That's fine. Yeah. So you don't expect it to be off his back. But no, so then someone has one of our better players still has a good game, but it makes a mistake, or even as an average game, they're on his back.
Yeah,
got to sell him.
This is a good point. I've watched his back. I must admit, I didn't see it in real time because I was convinced Bowen was going to score. It was almost like they recreated the fucking Prague goal. He was through on goal. I didn't even see Soufal, but I've watched it back. He should have squared it. Alisson's good, but again, you will let. Do you know what though? It's probably unfair on Bowen. Again, that's me doing what I'm having to go at everyone else for doing, because how many times does Bowen slot them away? 9 times out of 10, Bowen scores them. He does. So he's allowed a fucking mistake, because that is a mistake. We can say it's good goalkeeping, but going through one-on-one, first of all, not beating the keeper. Second of all, he's got someone that he can slip past him. And do you know what you got to do against these top teams, though, Mick? You do have to put your opportunities away. You've got to. More so than against any other type of team, you've got to score your goals.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was not to slaughter him again, but Mavropanos, that should have been a goal from the corner.
Mavropanos was fucking. He was the best of the lot yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, we got to talk about the game. So obviously, there's big moments, and that was a big moment. So
Team Mavro.
What?
Team Mavro. Listen. No, not fuck Mavro. Look, listen. I don't want him to. I don't want him to be a first team player, and he ain't gonna be. He'll be replaced. But he ain't the fucking problem. He ain't the problem. As far he isn't the problem in this team.
No, you're right. He's not the problem, but he's a problem, and I don't want him. I don't want to see him on West Ham shirt. I really don't. Hopefully, this season,
So,
sorry, the end
so,
of the
so if
season.
Mavropanos went on and put on 4 or 5 performances like that, you still go, no, don't want him.
Well, would you? How about you were the same way with James Ward-Prowse?
He ain't gonna because he's shit.
No. Don't say he ain't gonna.
He ain't gonna. If I thought he had the, if I thought he had the ability to put in 4 performances where he's the best midfielder on the pitch, I'll change my mind on him. I have before.
No, you won't. No, you would not. James
Mate, I
Ward-Prowse.
did. When James Ward-Prowse came in, I said I didn't want him. He's too slow. He's got no physicality. He's shit. He came in. He had 3 or 4 good games playing for Moyes. I held my hands up and said I'm wrong, and then he proved me right again.
But then if he had 3 or 4 good games in a row now, you'd remember what he's like before them 3 or 4 games. The long way, the long stretch game. You would not have James Ward-Prowse in it.
But anyway,
and
look.
I can't.
Listen, listen. I'm quite fucking protective of Mavropanos at the minute, and there's only one reason being is because he ain't a first team player, and he's been shat on not by people in. I'm not even talking about social media. At the game, coming onto the pitch and being booed as a player is bollocks. That is wrong, Mick. If a player is walking onto a pitch and they get booed coming onto a pitch, that is fucking wrong. It's happened twice to him, and that's unforgivable.
Yeah, but that's fine, Nick. Yeah, but
that ain't right.
Of course, it's not right. It's not right, and I don't condone that, and I wouldn't do that personally. But I can't help it if I don't rate a player and I don't want to see him in a West Ham shirt. I can't help that. It's not nothing against the player.
This is what I think. Mav, you're not going to get a better squad centre-back who's happy to sit on the bench. That is exactly where I'm coming from. We are 17th in the Premier League. We have no European football next year. Who do you think that we can get who's better that's happy to sit on our bench, Mick?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd rather go with Casey. I'd rather go with our younger Casey than add someone like
And what if Casey starts making mistake after mistake after mistake?
Then you allow for that because he's still learning, like you allowed for Scholes yesterday against Salah.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is sometimes you've got to have the ability to change your mind, Mick.
He's fucking gaslighting me, isn't he, people? He's fucking gaslighting me.
Anyway, I'll tell you what, one thing that we will agree on. Let's get off of Mavro anyway, right? One thing that we will agree on, I'm sure. Right, Potter. Okay, as if I weren't angry enough, right? Well, I weren't angry last night, even though I did say I weren't angry, and I went to sort of do a tired rant for about 20 minutes. I weren't angry because I'd had a really good day. And I did really enjoy the second half. So, yeah, it was good. It was a good day out, But you do feel like we missed another opportunity. And like I said, you can't take it in isolation because it's Liverpool, because he's done it the same thing against Wolves and Bournemouth in the last few games. It's just what he does. We're a second half team, 45 minutes team. Now, for him to come out and say, we can hold our heads high, right? Hang on.
What I'm saying?
We can hold our heads high.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, mate, right? You came in with 18 games to go. That's half a fucking season. You also had half a transfer window. You wanted a striker. We desperately needed one because on your first game, Fulkrug broke down. And, we didn't have any other options. You had to get a striker. There was other options on the table. You wanted Ferguson, your ex-player, and you got him. And you ain't fucking used him. That was a more important signing, and this has been more catastrophic at this stage, unless Ferguson does something amazing in the last few games, than the fucking Calvin Phillips one. It was that important because he had a base of 23 points. Everyone's saying, I'm glad Lopetegui's gone, but not in place of him. Because we're lucky he got that 23 points. Everyone's going, this, that, the other. I'll tell you what, if we didn't have Lopetegui's 23 points, you wouldn't be sitting here fucking relaxed. You wouldn't be. We're lucky he had those points. So he had a base of 23 points. He had half a transfer window and 18 games. Do the maths. That's a lot of points. That's what he had to go for. So fuck all this pre-season bullshit. He'd apparently been studying West Ham and knew everything about us when he came in as well. Well, he should do. He's a Premier League manager that's been out of work for ages. What else has he been doing, you would hope, other than watching football? But anyway, so he comes in, 18 games. Not only does he bring Ferguson back, right? He reunites the worst central midfield partnership in fucking Premier League history in James Ward-Prowse, and fucking Souček. He pulls him back. Now we've got to watch what we was waiting for ages to be broken up for under Moyes, because it was fucking awful. He brings him back and reunites them. We've got Soler sitting on the bench. We've got fucking other players sitting on the bench that are far more superior, while we're just fucking watching him burn through games and piss fucking, he's got to get used to his squad and learn his plays. Fucking hell. So he's done that. Fuck the midfield up. He's fucked the midfield up, right? Not only that, he's taken a player that I thought it was impossible to make him look shit in Bowen. He's made Bowen look shit. He's made him look shit. He ain't a striker. He refuses to play a position which gets the best out of the players that he's got. It's all his system first. He's wedded to this system, okay? He's making Bowen look fucking worse. He genuinely is. The midfield's terrible. And we came in. We was in 13th place. We've gone boom, 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 to the point where there is no one else that can possibly overtake us. We've gone as far down as we go. But you know what? You can hold your head high. Fuck off, you fucking drip. How can you hold your head high when you've done what you've done so far? You physically can't. This geezer, those are the words of a fucking loser. As far as I'm concerned, I've got to choke. He should be ashamed of the job that he's done so far. Ashamed. That's that. You brought Mourinho in, or Conte, or someone else who's a bit of a winner. Do you think they'd be happy, Mick, with what they'd achieved?
Well, I mean,
well, what's he achieved? He ain't achieved fuck all.
Everything you've said in that, apart from that, he's all right.
But this is what I mean. And you've got people that were against Moyes and they were against Lopetegui. I can understand it. I was. So they had high expectations because I don't like defensive football. Lopetegui's useless. Potter's come in. Don't you say nothing about Potter. You can't say nothing about it. You've got to give him time. What are you basing this on? This mythical idea of how great he was at Brighton? No, he fucking weren't. Look at the stats.
I see that. I see someone earlier on had said, actually, I think it was on Gio's channel said about we can call for the sacking of Potter now. And he ain't only this. I've seen a few of these. He's ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Wait.
Yeah. But I just want to talk, people who's got that chain of thought in here, tell me why it's ridiculous. Please just tell me why it's ridiculous.
Because you've got to give him time and you've got to let him get his own players in. Because when he gets his own players in, he's going to be much better when he gets his own players in, because they'll be better than the ones that we've got now.
No, you'll see, and I genuinely believe this. I'll think that you'll see even less attacking football when he's got his own players in, because it's not the it's not the kind of game that he plays. And you won't have better players. I'm sorry, but you won't have better players at your disposal than an Alvarez, a Kudus, and a Paqueta. You won't have better players at your disposal for that. So if he can't get a tune out of them, or he can't show more than what he's doing, then you can absolutely say that he should deserve to be sacked. Because if you look at it, from going from 15th or even 14th, going down to 17th, which we will stay there, we will stay at 17th.
We'll beat Southampton. And then we'll have like the Souček moment where Graham Potter will be the best thing since sliced bread.
And also, let's just say, use a stats man, because a lot of the Moyes in and all that stuff was stats men, right? Now go and look at the stats that Potter's got now, right? Go and look at that now. So then you'll see we're 20th at the league for shots and goals scored. And other than that, we're 17th on everywhere else. It's fucking mental.
It is mental. It is mental. It's fucking. We are basically exactly where we should be. We're bottom on the majority of the stats, and the highest we are is 17th since Potter's taken over. We're where we should be. What Gonzo said on his video earlier on is 100% true, and there is nothing wrong with I'll back the manager, this, that, the other, whatever else. But it's blind faith. Blind faith. It's baseless. You're basing it on nothing because you never bought a single player at Brighton. They were all handed to him. When he went into Chelsea, him and all of his amazing scouting team, including McCauley, they oversaw a fucking absolute clusterfuck of a window where Ukraine Bolt got bought for 100 million. Where's he now? 100 million, that was. He would have bought Ferguson for 60 million if we'd have let him in this window.
Yeah, he would have
He
done.
would
That would
have.
have been his thing, and then he's not using him. Look at this thing, yeah, from Barry. Sorry, Barry. Look. He will bring in younger players with pace in the summer. What makes you believe
Based
that?
on
What
what,
makes
though,
you
mate?
believe? What makes
This
you
is what
believe
I
that?
mean.
He's
I
got
don't.
younger players, quicker players than James Ward-Prowse, Thomas Suchek, and yet he don't play them. He rather plays them ones. So you tell me what you're basing that off of, mate, and it's wrong. In all honesty, he's wrong. It's not the player. It's not the person that he is.
As far as I'm concerned, we've been stung now with Lopetegui. Potter should not be given the keys to everyone's hearts automatically, especially when he said what he said in that post-match interview and he hadn't delivered fuck all close to it. I'll find that insulting, what he said in the Ironcast, where he basically just paid us all fucking lip service because we've not seen any of that. So I'm very offended by that. I've got to be honest, right? Because that's treating us a bit muggy as far as I'm concerned. He should be made to earn our he should be made to earn his place, and he should be made to earn the respect and the love of the West Ham fans, not just awarded it. We should be skeptical by nature. I know I fucking am, and I've seen nothing to make me think that man is going to do anything different next season. Nothing at all. The only I said it on the post-match interview. The only difference between us and Ipswich is probably Alvarez, Paqueta, and Kudus, and they're probably all going to fucking go in the summer. That's the only difference. He had 18 games. That's half a season. And he had 23 points when he started. He could have given it a push. He could have. We were saying right up until probably 6 or 7 games ago, if we get on a little bit of a run, we might get into Europe because it's still quite tight.
Oh, shit.
This geezer's just done fuck all, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway.
Right, so I just want to address this, yeah. Hold on.
Go on.
Right. So with this one, yeah. Right, there's a couple of big differences with this, right? So
you could see with Iriola straight away.
Iriola, when he first came in, he might have only won first of his 12 games, but you could see what he was trying to play.
Yep.
You could see the style of play he was trying to play. So in that same breath, you could say you're seeing what Potter's trying to play. Potter's shit, right? So you can see that, what he's trying to play. Secondly, he was very new to the Premier League and the way it plays. Potter is a seasoned Premier League manager, right? So he knows it.
Yep.
Say he's never had a better group of players. I mean, it was a mess at Chelsea, but they were good players. But it was a mess at Chelsea, fair play. But no, you cannot compare them same two. Just like, but if you want to go down that road, then we can say about the News Wolves manager. He's fucking done better. But that's not. But again, it's not the same. Yeah. Iriola was new to the Premier League. Potter's a season pro, and then yet look at the playing style of Iriola to Potter. He's fucking
mate. It's not even the style. When you look at the point of reference, and yeah, you can always point to someone like Amorim, who again looks like he was a wrong choice of manager for Man United. What happens is when you go out, especially when you've got a good collection of players like we have, don't give a fuck what anyone says. We have got a good group of players, all right? Especially our starting 11 and a couple of extras as well. We've got good players everywhere. You must go out and find a manager that suits the group that you've got to be able to get the best out of them. That's what Everton done with Moyes. Moyes suits that group. And that is what Wolves have done with Pereira. Pereira suits that group. Look at what's happened. They've kicked on. Everton were 9 points behind us. So they've recruited managers well. We've gone out and brought a manager in that needs a complete new team. And then what? If it does go to shit next season and we let Potter completely restructure this team, let's let him go after 5 games. What, when he's built a new one? When he's built a new team? And then what? Get the next manager in who goes, well, who the fuck, what's this lot you've given me here?
This would be the next fucking manager, that happens, because he's out of a job. No one
more than likely.
Yeah, because he's out of a job. No one wants to touch him. I've said it and I'll keep saying it. When it comes to West Ham, we shop at a fucking charity shop for their managers that no one else wants, and they want to chuck them away. But no, we're happy to take them. What the fuck? It's one of the biggest parts of a puzzle,
mate,
and we go and
we are desperate now.
Big Phil, fucking hell! We said Carrick about 20 times.
But you know what? I agree now because we are desperate, and I know. Yeah, fair enough. He was only at Spurs for a little while, and he fucked us to Man United. But the fact of the matter is, we need someone that knows the club. I think you need it. That is what I'm sure that's why we worked with Bilic as well. Yes, he had Payet. But I'll tell you what, Payet wouldn't have been as good under Potter or Lopetegui as what he was under Bilic, because I've said it before, Di Canio flourished under Harry Redknapp, who just let him do whatever the fuck he wanted. Payet flourished under Bilic because he let him do what the fuck he wanted. And the whole team benefited as a result of it. You know, they weren't wedded to their systems. It was back when football was a bit more fun. It weren't all about these rigid, poxy fucking systems where the manager's system's got to win the game, not an individual player. It's bullshit. I'm bored with it. I know it's football wide, but we've got individuals in this team. They are a team, but what I'm saying is we shouldn't be ashamed of the fact that we've got a player in Kudus that we know can run with a ball and beat players. We've got a player like Paqueta who can thread the ball through the eye of a needle. We've got some really fucking good players. We should be making the most of it. But anyway, mate, let's rattle through these player ratings anyway. Let's rattle through these fucking player ratings. Let's get these fucking donkeys out. Just so you know, Scholes ain't getting a donkey. He's too young. He's exempt. Right.
To be fair, oh no, go on. We say it when it comes to him.
Yeah. Right. So, youth players don't get donkeys. Right. And he weren't a donkey anyway, because I think he recovered from the two situations. He was dumped in it by Kilman, and he did recover, and he done well later on anyway. So he weren't a donkey. Areola. I think he kept us in the game. I think he was really good, personally. I'll go with him. He's another one that's taken a lot of shit just recently. Yeah, he's not perfect.
Mind blown with that.
He's not perfect. He's not. But he's a fucking excellent keeper. He's saved us way more games. He's earned us more points than what he's cost us. For me, I think in that game, I'm going to give him a 7. What about yourself, Mick?
Yeah,
you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, happy with that.
Okay, so we go 7 on Areola. Right, on to Debo for yourself, mate.
Debo is probably the worst one out of 3 defenders for me, which was, I don't like saying it, but he was. I think that some of his positioning is a bit iffy, but then I also think
he don't like playing too deep, like the way we was playing.
Yeah, but I also think that about a lot of the defence, to be fair to you, about our positioning on defence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say average. He weren't. I don't think he was below average. But I don't think he was good. I think he was average game. So I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Right, I'm going to take Mavropanos, the man that has taken loads of shit lately. He's been booed on the pitch, and you know what? Against Liverpool, against probably one of the best tacks in the league, with Kilman next to him on one side and an underperforming Todibo next to him, Dinos had a pretty flawless game.
No, fuck no.
He had a flawless game. Defensively, he had a flawless game. So credit where it is fucking due. He gets a 7 for me. That's what he gets. I thought he was fine. He was absolutely fine. Kilman, Mick.
See, I think that I don't think. Look, for Kilman, it was quite an average game yesterday for Kilman. There was a lot that I didn't like. There was one bit that I did like, but I think it was from his own mistake, is when he kind of outpaced Salah and got back and put that block in.
He did well there, I must admit, yeah.
Yeah, he did well there. But he didn't cover Scholes enough for me.
Nope.
I'm not going to dunk him up, but I'll give him a below average performance because he could have been a lot better. And I know, for me, he wasn't a donkey. Close to it though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I will say though, you did say that Todibo was the worst of the back 3, and you've given Todibo higher than Kilman.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, but I think looking back on it, I remember more stuff that Kilman did wrong than what Todibo did wrong. So I think looking back on it,
I don't think Todibo didn't make any criminal errors.
No, what changed my mind on that was literally talking back about it, because all I remembered in my head at the time was Kilman and that Salah thing, and I thought he'd done really well there. But yeah. You know, even in his head, even when he wins an header, it's not a powerful header. They don't go really far and they go to the opposition straight away.
Right, Wan-Bissaka started out on the right, ended up on the left, created our goal, made an absolutely wonderful run. I mean, literally, Salah, he retired Salah in the second half when he was switched over to the left. You never saw no more of him. Yeah. Andy was getting forward. Andy, he's just fucking. I don't know whether he's better on the right or left.
Well, let's have it right. He made their manager take Salah off.
No, he did. He retired him. He retired Salah. So for me, he was one of the better players in the. I think that's an 8 performance for me. I'm giving him an 8.
Yeah, I agree. Won't disagree. And I've always said that I prefer him. Well, say prefer, but I think he's our best left back, which is mental.
Yeah. Don't forget, we do our ratings a little bit differently, people, because we're Mavericks. So you got your ratings matrix up the top. 1 to 4 is a donkey. 5 is below average. 6 is average. 7 is good. 8 is very good. 9's excellent, and 10 is a perfect performance.
They can see that though, can't they? You can see what I can see. So
I
it's at the
can
top.
see that. I'm just reminding them because
right.
we always get, and we don't do decimals. No points. You got to no sitting on the fence. Right, skulls, Mick.
Yeah, I mean, look, even take away his age. I mean, you can't really, because it's what it was, and he got roasted by Salah twice. Listen, there's plenty of left backs in that league. Probably every single one of them that get roasted by Salah. He's the best player probably in the league this season, and he's probably one of the best Premier League players ever.
Who hasn't Salah done that to?
No, that's what I'm saying to you. He's done it to everyone. So there's no shame in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I still think that he could still hold his head up high for certain things. He got himself in some good positions where it stopped a pass that Salah wanted to play short. I think that you can't hide the fact that he did get roasted in that, but it's probably, for what we've seen as well, it's probably a bit of below average. I'm going to give him a 5. It's not a donkey.
I think that's fine. It weren't his best game. It weren't.
No, it wasn't his best game, but he was pinned back, and there's going to be a lot better, more seasoned left backs that are going to get roasted by Salah. Believe me.
And although it weren't a good experience for West Ham, because ultimately it's cost us a goal, it will be a good experience for him because he's come up against one of the best players in the world. And do you know what? He did recover, and he did get better as that half went on as well. So he did. You could say he did learn from it as well. So it weren't a completely wasted exercise.
I mean, look, it's not by accident, but the 2 times that he got roasted by Salah, them touches were unbelievable from Salah. That one,
he's different gravy.
Fucking hell, yeah. I mean, there's no shame in that.
Yeah, right. I'm going to give James Ward-Prowse a 2 for effort.
Fuck, because he runs. He does run, Nick.
He runs a lot. First donkey of the fucking night. Get on there. He was poor, mate. He's even got a fucking little head on this graphic. Look, yeah, go on. Oh, he's fucking me donkey up. It don't look good on him. Nothing looks good on Prowse.
Oh, he just fucks everything up, doesn't he?
Fucks everything up. Look, donkey's come back and Prowse has fucked it up. But yeah, no, he was just pointless for me, and absolutely, like I said, loads of effort, loads of it. He tries, but I'm sorry, he's keeping a far superior player out of the team. I can't accept it. Can't have it. Won't have it. He's a donkey, in my opinion. Soler, Micky.
Yeah, I think that he's this is a different kind of trying, because when I say he tries to do things. He's not just running around trying. Yeah.
He's useful.
Yeah, he's not trying for nothing. He's actually trying to do bits and get players on the go. Yeah, I don't think it was. I'll probably give him a 7. I think he was good. I do think he was good. So, there's nothing I can actually say that was outstanding quality, but he just, mate, you can imagine that just swap James Ward-Prowse out for Alvarez with that there.
Mate, that is
such a different.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying to you earlier on, right? So this whole 18 games, he has had Alvarez, Paqueta, and Soler. We'll probably finish the season with them 3 when the penny eventually drops. What if he'd have played the entire 18 games with the right fucking players in midfield? Because they've all been available. Alvarez, Soler, and Paqueta. They've all been available.
Then why have you not? And that's what I'm saying to you. Why won't you just do it, even just for one game? Show us it. Because if it don't work out, we can go, as it goes, he's fucking right. Well, he wasn't, but
because I don't know. I can't explain the inner workings of this man's head.
Yeah, I'm happy with a good game. He had a good game. 7.
Got a 7. Right, this man Paqueta back to fucking 3 court case highs. And he even when he ain't at his best, he's one of our best players, and I've always stuck by him. I fucking love him. He's a beautiful man. I've always said that he's one of the best players. in the league. And do you know what? We have been robbed of the last 18 months by the FA, who have continued to fuck this man around. But I do think when you saw the way he played yesterday, it makes you feel like, a weight has been lifted. So maybe he knows something that we all don't. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they're going to settle out of court or something like that in the summer. That was a new reinvigorated Paqueta. He was fucking outstanding. He was bossing that midfield. Even in the first half when we was doing nothing, he was sticking to the task. He was winning the ball. Like I said, winning fouls. Fucking his passing was on point. I remember one through ball that he made, and he was doing the worldy passes. One through ball that he made, it didn't come off. And then do you know what he did? It reminded me of that man over my shoulder. Right? Before the fans could go, oh, the second it left his boot, he dropped to his knees and started hitting the floor. He was frustrated with himself. He was so on that fucking game. I'm sorry. I love him. He's getting a 9. He's getting a 9. Right. Bowen.
Oh, can you give me some bad ones tonight? All right. Bowen's
Bowen. You can have Kudus if you want.
That's all right, don't matter. Bowen's Bowen. It was an average game for him. He wasn't good. Actually, do you know? All right, we've got to judge it on that game. Oh, that's actually an hard one because I'm struggling between a 5 and a 6.
Yeah, he should have. The one thing that he had to do was score that opportunity that he got, and that was he fluffed his lines there.
I'm trying to. Honestly, help me out here, chat. Would you say 6 or a 5 for Bowen? Not just because don't say it because he's Bowen. I'll go for a 6. Everyone's going a 6 here, so I'll go with that because I'm struggling with a 5 or a 6. So let's go 6 average.
6 average. You've still got people in the chat going, he's putting himself in the shop window. He don't need to put himself in the fucking shop window. Everyone knows how good Paqueta is. People can't give the guy any fucking credit.
Which is shocking for me. You can't give the guy
everyone knows that he was going to Man City for 100 million.
But then you got people moaning about giving James Ward-Prowse a 2. What the fuck, people? Come on, Dan. Liven up, son.
Right, what did you say about Bowen?
I didn't say a 9. That's for fucking sure.
God, what did you give him?
6. I just went with a check because I couldn't make up my mind for a 5 or a 6, to be honest with you.
6. Right. Kudus, I thought was fucking brilliant yesterday. It does look a little bit to me like he's been off his defensive duties a little bit, and he's been told to go further forward. I feel sorry for him because unlike when you look at Salah, you look at Diaz, you look at their attacking players. When they receive the ball, they haven't got fucking 5 West Ham players around them, sort of trying to get it back off of them. Kudus is always closely marshalled. Liverpool were on him. He had like 4 players around him. Do you know what? He was fighting them all off and winning the battles after time as well.
Yeah.
On the ball, he was an absolute fucking monster. Skillful, good decision making, unselfish. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. I'm going to give him an 8 for me.
Yeah,
I'm going to give him an 8 because he did have that shot actually. Was that a save or did it just hit the bar? The one from the long shot in the first half.
It was a fingertip save. It would have gone in. It would have gone in there.
Yeah, that's what he was purring. He was purring. I mean, he's one player that you could say was he in the shop window because he's only played 2 good games this year, and one was against Arsenal, one was against Liverpool. Oh look, balloons. Is that what that does?
Comment gone.
Right, Guilherme.
That's it, mate. You just say no, Sean. That's fine, mate. I don't think you're moaning. I'm going backwards and forwards here. So you don't agree with me, I don't agree with you. Fuck you. I'm only joking, Sean. Go on, mate.
I'm in a combative mood tonight, people.
No, you're about me, though. I was like, I don't get the ump with stuff like that anyway.
I want a row tonight. Right, so it's you next, isn't it? So go on, take your pick. Who do you want, Guilherme, Soufal or Fuck Rug?
Give me Fuck Rug, because he was the better one out of the 3 for me.
Go on, then.
Although Guilherme did do well, but
yeah, I thought he did.
Just changes it. He just changes like a fucking game. He's a battering ram. He give Van Dijk and Kone problems when he come on. He nearly scored, didn't he? For a header again.
Ridiculous header again. Yeah.
Ridiculous header yet again. And then why is he not starting him? He's fucking. I'll always agree with what you said because I feel the same way. Go for the fucking game at the start and then He's doing exactly what Moyes used to do when Moyes used to play for the last 15 minutes. Keep it tight and get it in the last 15
Oh,
minutes.
it's ridiculous, and it is very Moyes like what we're
Yeah,
doing. It is.
It's very Moyes like. But yeah, Falkirk, I thought that he changed the momentum for us. I genuinely do. I think he had to be fair to you, or no, it maybe went on long enough to have a very good, but I'll give him a good. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah,
Could have
I
given
thought.
him an 8, but I will give him a
Yeah,
7.
it was ridiculous, mate. You at least give him the full fucking half. I mean, that's insulting.
Absolutely.
The difference that he made against Bournemouth, and he got 10 minutes against Liverpool. You just like fuck off, mate.
And he brings on Soufal sooner than Falco. I mean, he should have brought him on at the same time, to be fair to
Yeah.
you. But
Guillermo, I thought was really good again. He's kind of built on that good performance that he had against Bournemouth. He was really positive, had a good run. He looks like he's playing with a little bit of confidence now as well. I really like him. I really like him. I don't think he could have done much more than what he did. So it wasn't an average performance. So again, I'm going to say he was good when he came on. I'm giving him a 7. I thought he was good. You
yeah,
know,
I think he give a different dimension, something for them to worry about.
yeah. He was good. He was direct. He also come inside as well, helped out. Yeah, he looks like he's growing into the team a little bit. Definitely someone I hope that we retain next year, because I think he's just going to get better and better. Vladimir Soufal,
I'm gonna give.
he
No,
didn't do
I'm
anything.
gonna.
He didn't do anything wrong.
No,
I was fuming when he came on.
no, he
Um,
didn't done nothing wrong. But I was gonna say I'll give him an 8, and the reason why I was gonna say that is because that meant that it put Wan-Bissaka out on the left, and uh it made him take off Salah because Wan-Bissaka done such a good job with it. But look, in all honesty, he done nothing wrong.
he
It
was
was an
good. He was
average
good as
game.
he was good as well. I thought
Yeah, he
he
was
didn't do
good.
anything wrong.
No, he did do nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing amazing.
Yeah,
I think it was probably an average for me. I'll go a 6 with Vlad, to be
yeah,
honest with you.
yeah. A 6 for Vlad. Yeah. Nice. That's fine. He's
Only because like, he done nothing wrong, but he didn't have a lot to do. So that's always a good sign.
No. I agree. Right. We'll both have a go at Potter. I had a little rant about Potter earlier on. Your turn.
I just can't get on board with this his style of play and some of the stuff he does. It makes no sense to me a lot of the times. I mean, it's so hard because I'll tell you what didn't make sense to me. A lot of Tagi's decisions, they didn't make sense to me. But he was like a fucking nutter. He's like he didn't care like what he was doing. Potter, he's I don't know, he's trying to do something, but I don't know what it is, and it just makes no sense to me.
Well, he don't know. Look at
Um,
his face. Look.
I know he looks like a donkey. You don't even need to put a donkey on him.
Go on.
Um, I did think it was a lot better. I did actually enjoy the second half. I really did. Uh, we was bad in the first half. I'm gonna go. Oh shit! I'll probably go. I'm stuck between a. I'll probably go 5. I'm not gonna donk him up. I don't think he deserves it because we did have a good second half, but he's close to a donkey. But no, I'm gonna go below average on a 5.
This is an accumulation for me, mate. I'm afraid. I
Yeah,
know.
go for it.
I know it's all about the game and everything else. But like I said, you can't take it in isolation. He got the starting lineup wrong again.
Fair enough.
Again, he got the starting lineup fucking wrong. There was glaring gaps. We had no forward. He had James Ward-Prowse in midfield, and he pitched Scholes up against Salah with Kilman inside of him. We weren't even covering him. I thought it was a fucking ridiculous way to start the game against the soon-to-be league champions, who have probably got the best player in the fucking league. And we were lucky to be going in at half-time 1-0. He didn't even change it, in the second half when he saw that Wolves were 2-0 up and Ipswich were 2-0 up. Yeah, the team, like I said, I was proud of the team. I weren't proud of him at all. I thought that was just, as far as I'm concerned, yes, you can say he made good changes in the second half, but too late with a fucking Fulkrug thing. So no, the team were good, but he was shit. Shit. So I'll give him a 4. I won't go no lower, but I'm sorry, mate. As far as I'm concerned, I think he deserves it.
I'm not gonna argue that. I couldn't disagree with. Like I said to you, I'm stuck between a 4 and a 5. But
Yeah.
I just think that the second, whether you say it's the players or not, I do think that the second half was quite entertaining. I thought we was a better team in the second half. I genuinely did.
Yeah,
So
we were.
that's what pinches me over the edge for saying a 5. But I'm not gonna argue with a 4 and
No.
donkey.
So that's an improvement, to be fair, isn't it? There we go. I
Well, he
missed him.
looks more happy, didn't he? He
Yeah,
looks
he does.
fucking happy.
Yeah. I've missed him. I've missed the donkey. Right, so there you go. Right, man of the match, people. I'll tell you what. Just let me know who you think the man of the match was between Pac-Man and Wan-Bissaka and Caduce. Shall I do a poll? And we'll leave
Yeah,
it
do a
running.
poll. Everyone loves a poll, and it is only
All
them three.
right, 1 minute. Give us a moment, people. Go through a few comments, Mick.
Yeah, someone said that I should take me out off his way and heavy on my mind. I think I'll give him a 5. Why can't we? Liverpool weren't bothered against us at the second half. To be, in all honesty, though, Mark, I do think that we was a problem for Liverpool. You could say they weren't like kicking out of gear, but we was a problem.
Yeah, we were. They scored their goal and then they got a little bit nervous. Don't forget what happened to them against Fulham.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and we did. I thought we was a better team in the second half. I genuinely do. Randy saying, I was just saying, in the last 6 games, what does Potter need to do to improve?
Leave.
Fucking leave. Yeah. I just think he needs to utilize the players that he's got in their positions and actually, let them fucking work. We've got better attacking players, so let's go for a attacking team.
Who was he?
All right, yeah, Joe. So you're bantering. James Ward-Prowse, man of the match. Leave off, son. I know you're joking.
Mate, who was he? Who was the other one?
What?
Who was the other one? Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Paqueta, and who?
Caduce.
Caduce.
Yeah. Potter has improved their defence. Yes, but he sticks everyone behind the ball, 5 at the back. I'm glad you said that, Chrissy, because I thought, what you fucking going on about? But I mean, you are right. He's improved the defence, but you stick 7 to 8 defensive players on the pitch. You're fucking gonna.
Yeah. No, I agree. Right, let's come out of that and go back to the other screen. And we'll leave that poll running for the man of the match. But no, I thought...
Troy, sorry, Nick, where's that bit gone? Oh, I've gone. It's gone out anyway.
What's that, mate?
Go on, you go. It don't matter.
Well, what I say?
No. You took the thing off, so it took the comment off. But saying Anfield away isn't really a good judge on getting forward and having lots of shots on goal. Trod, you're right, but okay.
Funny that we had more shots on goal against them than against any other team because all they do is attack, so you can get at them.
Right. That's exactly right. But then, if you don't want to judge on Liverpool, fine. But then again, why not? Do you know what I mean? Why can't we play like... I think if we play like we did in the second half, we'd be a lot better team to watch. And I think we'd get more results. But the problem is we ain't. So I just hope it's not... I hope it's not a case of the same of, picking out... we've got to chase a game. Every time we've got to chase a game to up our play, it's not good. It's not a good situation. I'm trying to think of positives for him, but I've got none for Potter. I really ain't.
No, it's like I say, it's for him to prove to basically change it all now, as far as I'm concerned. So he's gonna probably be here throughout the summer. He's gonna get next season. So it's down to him to, as far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of fans that are being patient, and that's fine. But there is also an awful lot of fans that have seen enough of him at the moment. But that don't mean that the fans can't be won back over again. It doesn't. We start winning a couple of games. We start starting games the way we finish that Liverpool game towards the end of the season. People will be feeling much, much different come the summer. They will. It'll be different. I just don't trust him to do it. I don't think he will. I can imagine him reinstating Souček and James Ward-Prowse against Southampton because they're a weaker team. That's what I can imagine him doing.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm just sitting here thinking that, like what you just said. So can I, but how the fuck can he? Like, genuinely, how the fuck can he? He's got to just... Even if you played that same team, which you can't play 5 at the back against Southampton, you just can't. But then also, you can't start Ward-Prowse. I'd rather Souček over Ward-Prowse, but it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be both out and playing the Soler, Paqueta and Alvarez. That's what it should be.
Yeah. And are you worried about the rebuild next year? If the rebuild does, I mean, you saw that show that I done last week where I went through how we should be rebuilding this team, which is basically keeping our best players, selling the shit ones, and buying better ones. That's how you get better. Are you concerned that we're going to be selling our better players and retaining the shit ones?
I think we know we're doing that. We're going to know.
Yeah,
No, look,
then
let's get it
we're
right.
going to be worse next year.
But no one's going to want to buy the shit players, right? So we're going to get stuck with them. And the better players are going to go because they're not going to want to stay there without. I do think there's a part of me that thinks Paqueta should stay a bit loyal because we stuck with him through the betting scandal thing. So I do think he should stay loyal. But
I think he would stay for another year if they had that word of him and said, "Look, give us one more year." Blah 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 blah. He'll want to go, of course he will. But say, "Tough shit, mate. You're under contract. Give us one more year. The fans love you." That's what should be happening. Because don't forget, he don't hold all the fucking cards anyway, Mick. He doesn't. We've got him under contract.
No, he don't. But I think what he does hold is that number of how much we can get for him. And if you're waving 85 million in front of Sullivan, mate, he's just gone. He's gone. And then there's going to be a lot of people say, so he should be at that price. No.
Yeah, well, have we ever recovered from selling Declan Rice? No.
No, we haven't. But how can you recover when you've got a player there who was meant to be his replacement in Alvarez who can't even get a fucking game? And they'd rather play James Ward-Prowse there. He's fucking ridiculous. But to answer your question about yeah, go on, it's working. But to answer your question, hold on, wait. But to answer your question about the am I worried about the rebuild? I am if it's with Potter, which it will be with Potter. But I am because I said this. I said this a couple of weeks ago. All he's going to do is going to get the players that he wants, or he's going to be asking for to build a team in his image, what we've already been watching, which is just shit possession-based football. All they're going to do is going to be better at it, but it doesn't mean we're going to be enjoyable to watch or get better results.
And also, a lot of the reason
we're going to regress. I think we're going to regress.
The only reason we created anything in that game was because we had a player in Paqueta who wants to pass the ball forward all the time. When you look at what Potter wants, which are players that retain the ball and this, that, the other, you end up with a balance of too many players like that. This is why Potter is historically, not just at West Ham, a man that struggles to create and score chances. His teams do. This is why. Because he likes safety and he likes safe players. A lot of the players that he's got that certainly I love, I absolutely love them, they're forward players. They're forward thinking. You've either got players that like playing on the shoulder and running in behind, and you've got players that like passing forward. So what's this? Mickey's left the terrace. Mikey's left the terraces.
Mikey's I've left the terraces. Why?
Why have you left the terraces?
What's all that about? Am I late? Yes, Ralph. Enjoy the sun. Fuck, I'm late. Not happy with Harry, to be honest. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. He's only joking. It's his happy place.
It's his happy place.
It's a happy place.
It is a happy place, even in the bad times.
You two could have that same happy place if you join up to come on the CMB Terrace.
You actually could. You could.
I'm not joking. It's just my way of advertising.
Right, somebody did phone in, but they've gone again. Try again, mate. Whoever you are. Right, and if you do, I'll tell you what we'll do. Anchor Point. I'll leave this one up. So Anchor Point is our support community. It's a friendly, warm West Ham community of like-minded people that have basically been through stuff like me and Mickey have. We all are. We're all empathetic. It's a great community. It's free, 100% free. There's no marketing in there. It ain't a case of us hooking you in. The whole reason we started that space was to create an area that was free and safe for people as well. Not like the rest of fucking social media where you got a load of idiots out there. This isn't like that. It's not like that at all. It's policed in there. So it's a really good place. Come and join us. It is free.
Let me tell you something, because I think this is important, for people to know. So the support chat group is always free. It's always going to be free. But there is also there for the terraces with members, paying members that they pay.
I'll do that one after. I'll do that one after.
You can, but I just want to make sure this is right. But just honestly know these people, genuinely, we don't make a fucking penny
out of this. No,
everything that it does, even my memberships, goes into the support chat, the support group, to keep it free in it. So you're helping other people as well. But we don't do this to try and make a fucking bean out of it, because you don't and you won't. we do this out of just a fan and just being mates, really, and just talking about it.
Well, the thing is, we've speculated with this one because the last platform was shit. So what we've done is we've gone out and we've found a far better platform that is, and it's really good. It's a really good platform. As it grows and more people join and stuff like that, it's going to be brilliant. Right, here we go. Jimbo from Cyprus.
How you doing, lads? You all right?
Yeah, hello, Jimbo. Long time,
really
mate.
Well, mate. Really well. How are you, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, plodding along. You know what I mean? Things are difficult. I wouldn't want to lie, guy. I ain't got no fucking legs. You know what I mean?
I know. You said
I remember Jim
before.
Yeah, no, we're doing all right. You know what I mean? Debbie's sort of like, she's like my nurse nowadays. You know, which is all right. So, what can you do? But no, I'll tell you what, the football, it ain't got no better, is it?
No.
It has not got any better. No. It's like the sideways and backwards stuff drives everyone up the wall. Like, I mean, I don't know the answer. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like when he you know, if he goes to attack, he's probably going to get smashed, and they don't want to finish where we are, which is in 17th, which don't seem like it would matter that much.
Well, especially at this stage in the season, like you say, Jim. At this stage in the season, we can't go any fucking lower anyway.
No. I mean, listen, we are in the worst possible position. They're talking about having to sell all the players, you know, Caduce, Paqueta, and all that over the summer to get this money in, but who are they going to replace him? Like, listen, that Paqueta, I've been saying it, you know, for the geezer's magic. The geezer's got magic in his feet.
Yes.
Why would you even want to? You need to bring players to the club who are on an equal par or just beneath him to improve the club. You ain't going to improve him by bringing in £20 million players from, you know, France that nobody's heard of, and then just hope that they're going to hit the ground, and because we'll be in the same position as we are this year, next year.
And also, Jimbo as well. He's an incredibly high profile player as well. He is he's actually a star. Yeah. We've got a star at the club, so that will help you go and sign other players when you've got players like that playing at your club.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. But even the Caduce is like a conundrum because you've had a fella there who's been played out of position literally since the day he joined the club.
Yeah.
Who's not being given the opportunity to shine. Now, I know that's a problem because you go, well, Bowen plays in his position, which he does. But why did they buy him in the first place? Do you know what I think? I think they bought him and thought we can turn him over in a year, 18 months for a massive profit. That's what I think the idea behind that was. I don't think he was ever meant to be, you know, fully inaugurated into the team.
But to be fair, and I will say this, to be fair to Moyes, he had a good period. Like as a counter-attacking team, Caduce, Bowen, and Paqueta and all that. They played well. They did well. I don't know what's happened since. I haven't got a fucking clue. You know it's. I don't know, and it's got nothing to do with Caduce down in tools. There might be an element of it because I don't know.
I don't think he's down tools, Nick. I just don't think he's not been played in it. Look, if you're left-footed, most of the time you want to play on the left. Everyone's inverted nowadays, so they're playing lefties on the right and whatever. I don't know the reason behind that.
I'll tell you what it is. So when you're a left foot, you're either going to be a goal scorer or a provider. If you're a provider, you're a left footer playing on the left. If you want to be a goal scorer, you play on the other side so you can cut in and you'll get chances to score.
But you want your goal scorer in the middle, really, don't you? All this cutting in, all they're doing is like when they're crossing, you watch when they cross. Bowen can't cross with his right foot. He's not very good. He can do it, but so there you know, if you cross from the right side on the right, you got outswing. If you cross with your left foot, you got inswing. It's a very simple concept. Everything's being inswung. There ain't no outswing.
No, I know.
I agree with you. Sorry, I agree with you. But then if you look at we've seen someone like Bowen out on the left, and he's not as effective nowhere near it. So
I don't think he wants to be out there either.
No, but even as an in-wing, but we all know that not only is he his best place to play as a left-footed player to be on that right, he's fucking good at it.
Mm.
Yeah, but the point I'm making, Mick, is surely like you're putting like square pegs in round holes, if you know what I mean. Like we've had a left-sided problem since Moyes come to the club.
Yeah.
Moyes come to the club. We've had a left-sided problem. He was playing whoever the fuck out there.
Well,
he didn't care. He just stick him out.
That was a spare slot where he used to send people to die, wasn't it? Players used to go
out there and die. Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is surely the club know, like, you know, all these people are supposed to have all this money, and like, if you've got that much money, you can't be that fucking dumb that you don't go, well, yeah, we really need a left-sided player here, or we really need a centre forward. I mean, don't get me wrong, I blame Moyes. So, like, I listen, I look on Twitter and I listen to some of the other channels, and there are people in there going, oh, you know, especially the young ones, we had our best years under Moyes. Not they had their best years under Moyes because they're only kids and they don't really. You know,
but also, mate, it's rose tinting as well because they conveniently forget the fact that we had 2.5 shit years under Moyes. They conveniently forget the fucking batterings that we was getting under Moyes as well, and they conveniently forget the fact that he spent £500 million and left us with the oldest and smallest squad in the fucking league. So this is the thing. This is the thing. So I've said it before. Sorry, mate.
The only football I enjoyed under Moyes was during COVID.
Yes.
And that was because there was nobody in the bloody stadium.
Yeah, glad to have football back.
Yeah, glad to have football back, but we played like counter-attacking, like you said, and we was pretty sharp on the counter. You had the Lingard period, you know, and then we got the players like Kudus and that, and we had a little bit of snap. Well, we haven't got anyone in that midfield. As much as I love Paqueta, we ain't got anyone who can run with the ball, anyone who's a little bit quick. You know,
do you know what I did? I like what I've seen of Soler since he's been playing next to him. Soler looks decent. He does.
Yeah, he does, but he ain't going to be kept not on that money, and not. You know, it's just that's a ridiculous. I think he's 225 grand a week.
He ain't going to get that money anywhere. So if he does want to move and leave PSG, he's going to have to take a pay cut wherever he goes.
Do you know what I mean? But do these players? Listen, once it's like when you play for Man United. Do these players want to, like, it's like Rashford next year? Do you think Villa are going to take Rashford? Do you think Rashford will take a pay cut? Because they probably won't. Because once they get, it's like you. If you get a job and they go, right, we're going to give you 80 grand a year, and you don't like it, and you're like, well, we can give you a job for 50 grand a year. You're going to go, fuck that. Like,
no one likes. But I don't know. I think with footballers, it is different, though, mate. I think particularly when they're approaching the latter years as well. Don't get me wrong. If you're Soufal and you want the big deal because it's, you know, you've not probably had one up to this point, and you want big money to sort of secure your retirement and stuff like that. But we're talking about players here that are already multi-millionaires. There's a lot of players, but I do think there's a lot of players. I do think that once they get to a certain age, I think they just want to play. I do. I think there are players that do just want to play as well.
This thing with the Potter in, Potter out, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what my biggest fear would be? I'm not Potter in or Potter out by any means, because like I've gone beyond giving a fuck, if I'm honest. Right? Yeah. I've gone beyond giving a fuck whether there's anyone in, anyone out, because my biggest fear is the next one that they bring along is going to be exactly the same.
Absolutely.
And be
Absolutely, yeah.
And you're stuck in like a fucking loop, just going like, well, you know, listen, we all know the style of football that we want to see. We want to see attacking, nice, free-flowing, good passing football, all this sideways and backwards shit. I'm not sure which game it was the other week, but I watched the ball went all the way up to the forwards towards their 18-yard box and ended up back at our fucking 18-yard box. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
But it's like I've heard several players talk about, you know, the West Ham way and how it was coached into us as our kids as well. When you look at the way that kids are coached now, it is all very much sideways, backwards, fucking parallel passing. That's all it is. But if you hear about players, But you hear about players that came through the original, like the older players that came through the academy in the 70s, 80s. Before that, even they were coached to pass forward.
Yeah, do you know what it is, Nick? It's mechanical FIFA football.
Yeah.
That's what is being played. Like all these new things that they've come out with, like over the years, like these formations. They're so rigid in their formations. Players like you used to like. I don't want to hark back onto the 70s and 80s because most people don't even remember it or they weren't there. But you used to see players like Alan Devonshire. He'd pass the ball out down that wing, and the next thing you know, he's in the 18-yard box waiting to try and shoot. No, I know he was terrible at shooting, but like what I'm saying is players used to pass and move. They don't want to come out of their position at all.
It's Pep Guardiola ball now.
They're coached not to do it. But also there is something I'll say as well. The way that Potter is playing now, that's also becoming outdated. So this was when Pep came into the league, because what it's all about, mate, passing the ball between your goalkeeper and your defenders. It's all about basing the opposition to press you, so you create space behind them.
So that you can get in behind them.
So you can imagine that in training, Potter's doing this and it's working because it's a training game. We're probably progressing up the pitch. But the fact of the matter is that the Premier League is wised up to that style of football now, on the whole. Basically, what's happening is we're getting the ball, we're passing it parallel, the opposition are going, we know what you're trying to fucking do. That's why we end up hoofing it long. So this style of football, this style of football's fucking, as far as I'm concerned, unless you've got Man City level players, you don't do it.
Yes, you don't. I've got one question I want to ask you, right? And answer me honestly. And anyone who's in your chat, please feel free to answer me. When was the last time? And I watch every game. I do, right? Every single game. When was the last time you saw somebody play a through ball or a ball into space? Nobody plays a ball into space anymore.
Paqueta does it all day. And he gets slated and Jim, he gets fucking slated for it. Honestly, they go, whoa, what's he doing? These they call them? They call them Hollywood passes. What's he doing? Playing a through ball.
It was a Ron Atkinson. He made that claim, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ron Atkinson.
You got one.
Fans are as boring as football now. Do you know that? Fans are as boring as football now.
They fucking are. We talked about this.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, listen, through balls, they're beautiful. Play the ball into space so a player can run onto it. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Bowen come up. If he's playing up front, I don't want to see him standing on the defender so the defender can mark him. I want to see him moving into the space between the defender and the fullback and the ball going in there and then someone going into the middle into the space.
Hold on. Sorry, the one that really springs to mind when you say that, because I was just sitting there thinking, okay, when was the last time I saw that? The through ball that was lovely was Salea, I think, to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Do you remember? I can't remember what game that was, though. But it was a lovely...
Yeah, no, I do remember it. I do remember it, yeah.
Nick, the point I'm making is in years gone by, even back to the 90s and the early 2000s, people played through balls and balls into space and balls over the back of someone. Look at someone, right? I'll just give you an example. Someone like Somerville, who's really quick, right?
Yeah.
They used to clip the ball over the top of the fullback's head and go on, fucking chase after it, and have him running the wrong way towards his own goal and put the pressure on from there. When do you see that?
That's how, like you just said, that's how I think, to a degree, Bowen has built his career at West Ham. And that is by playing on the shoulder, running the channels, and basically what players need to do is hit space. You don't go when you're playing Bowen up against a big fucking centre back. You don't even want him going up against a big 6'5" centre back. What's the point? You want that ball.
There is no point.
You want that ball played into space so that he can roast that big lanky 6'5" fucker because he's quicker. That's what you want.
Nick, how tall are you, Nick?
I'm 6 foot.
Roughly. Like 6 foot.
Yeah.
So even you at 6 foot, if you're standing there against a 6'5" defender, the chances of you winning how many balls in the air are slim. When you're talking about Bowen, who's probably 5'9" or 5'8", whatever he is, like He's got no chance. So the balls has to go down the sides.
Jim, they don't even jump. They just lean over the top of him and nod it down. They don't have to jump.
Yeah, no, I know they do. But I mean, it's absolutely terrible. Like you would, like me, if I was the manager of that team, I'd be saying to him, listen, you ain't the best fucking. All this passing to each other and then turning around and passing it the way you're facing all that. I say fucking forget that. Start playing the ball into space. Pass and move. Pass and move. Pass and move. That's the way how you'll progress up the field. You like passing it backwards from fucking their 18-yard box back to your 18-yard box is just going to bore the pants off of people, and you're going to get shows like.
But Trodger said there, he said, name the last time that Paqueta was good 2 games in a row. Maybe that level of good. I don't know. But you know what? When was the last time that West Ham were good 2 games in a row?
Wait a minute, though. But I wanted to answer that.
West Ham? When was the last time West Ham was good 2 games in a row? Which is not.
I would say the last time he had 2 good games in a row was before all this bullshit betting scandal come out. That's got away fucking everything.
Yeah, and you know something? You've seen now that weight has obviously been lifted. I'm sorry, the geezer deserves nothing but fucking credit for how he's powered through.
Absolutely.
And he has powered through. He ain't hidden. He's kept on going.
They've tried to ruin him, haven't they? Like, to be fair, they've tried to ruin him.
It ain't worked.
It's not fair.
But there is like I ain't been funny, Nick. Like I watch your show, I watch every show you do, every single one, right? Bar none. You can look on your thing, you'll always see Cyprus come up on your little map. That'd be me, right? I don't know how many others over here watch you, but I will tell you this, right? There are other shows out there with other, I'm going to call you presenters, right? Because that's what you are, basically. You're a presenter. You're a modern day Saint and Greavesy, or in Mickey's case, fucking Saint and fucking Chaz and Dave, right?
Okay.
I love you really, Nick. But I'm just saying, you are probably, I don't know how close to St Mary Le Beau Church you live, but you're a modern day Cockney, son. You are, right? But anyway, right? the thing is, there are presenters on these other shows, and they are trying to instigate West Ham fans to argue with each other.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
Look, we've been blamed for that as well, but because ultimately what you've got nowadays, this is a trouble that you've got now, right? And that is there is zero tolerance, and I'm going to use this word because we do live in and I know people get the ump with it. I think Ralph does when I use the word woke. I don't mean woke in its original meaning. Woke now is very, very much people can't tolerate a difference of opinion. They fucking can't. If you come at me, heaven forbid that somebody could, if somebody came on here with a difference of opinion, I'll just argue back and forth with them all the time. But I wouldn't think no less of them. I would just enjoy the exchange. But nowadays, you can't. If you don't hold the same opinion as someone else, do you know what? They get outraged. They'll unsubscribe from your channel. I can't listen to this anymore. He's not thinking the same as me. What they think is, mate. See, you said I'm a presenter. I ain't a presenter.
Yeah.
Because a presenter a presenter is somebody, as I see it, somebody that, and there are channels that do that maybe try and speak to a wide audience to try and keep everyone happy so they can hook in as many people as possible. I don't. I'll just say what I think. And that's what I do. So I'm completely honest. I just say what I think. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But I do think the people.
No, you're right. You're opinionated.
I'm just
right?
a fan. I'm a fan, mate. That's all it is.
We're all entitled to our opinions. There might be players that you think are absolutely superb, and there'd be players that I don't like. Listen, I used to get the train.
I've been raring all night with everyone in the chat about Paqueta.
I used to get the train from Upton Park to Elm Park from the games, right? Every Saturday. And every Saturday on the train, you'd have people going, that fucking Ray Stewart shit, or
it's always happened, mate. It's always happened.
Right, yeah. that's happened since the dawn of time. And you'll have people sitting on the other side of the train going, well, I think Mark Ward's fucking brilliant. And, Ray Stewart's Tonka, he's the master blaster, whatever. Whatever the situation may be. There were people back in the day who didn't like Di Canio. How could you not like Paolo Di Canio?
Well, if you don't, you can't be a West Ham fan if you didn't like him.
Oh, no, two West Ham fans, right? Or so they say they are, right?
No way, man. I don't know any West Ham fan that don't like Paolo.
No, do you know what was? Used to come and young Alfie. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. The pricker used to go on that fucking E20 thing.
Yeah. Right. So then he said he didn't rate the cannon. Now he's a young lad. So I went, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he come back and said, "My dad said it the same thing." But how can you say that about the Canio? Just he was never shit.
I always thought. I'm telling you, I heard someone arguing on the train one day about Di Canio. Do you remember the game against Bradford when we won it 5-4, and he was sitting on the floor going, "I'm not playing no more."
Because he weren't getting the decisions, was he? He was fucking fuming, wasn't he?
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. Just before I go, I've got to tell you this, right? See, when I was a little kid, I was about 8 or 9 years old, and back in them days, Trevor Brooking and Glenn Hoddle were up for the same position in the England team, right?
Yeah.
And I used to come home from school. I used to walk home from school every day, and this kid used to fucking Spurs supporter used to be in my ear. Trevor Brooking shit, fucking Glenn Hoddle. In the end, I punched his face in. I fucking smashed his face in because he drove me mad with it. Yeah, I just couldn't take it no more. He kept saying, because Trevor Brooking, when I was a kid, Trevor Brooking was my idol. 1980, he scored that goal.
He was a great player.
He had magic in his feet as well, and like to have someone sit there, I know it's a silly thing. I'm talking about fucking 40 odd years ago, you know what I mean? But like this kid got on my nerves, so I could never ever talk to him again.
1 minute. Wait 1 second, Jim. Right, Ralph, it might not be you, it might be Razor. And I weren't calling you woke. It's when I've used the term woke before I get pulled up on it. Because he starts going back, that ain't even what woke means. He goes back to it's got a different fucking meaning now, woke has. I know what the original meaning is. I know. But it is different now. It is. And it is, there's it's fucking sensitive snowflake society. That's what it is, as far as I'm concerned.
You're 100% right. Do you know what? People don't like it anymore when you tell them they're a cunt.
Sorry, Ralph.
They really don't.
I love that word. It's flexible. It can be a term of endearment. How you doing, Mickey, you cunt? You all right?
I love you cunt.
Ben used to do it when you was walking to school. Fucking all right, you can't. It's like people used to do it when I was in school. No one thought nothing of it. Nowadays, everyone's all outraged, and it's like fuck can have so many meanings. Like fuck, I've hit my thumb with an hammer, or fuck, that was nice. Like it can have so many different connotations to how you say it. But people get all offended by. Listen, all I can say to people is don't be offended by anything because life is short.
I'll tell you what I get offended by. Jim, I'll tell you what I get offended by. Shit fucking football. That's what I get offended by.
Yeah.
That's what I get. That offends me. It does. It offends me. But anyway, Jim.
Do you know what? It'll offend me if we don't beat Spurs in a couple of weeks. It will offend me. Go on, listen, lovely to talk to you, bro.
Jim,
do
us a favour, mate. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. Get over to us on the on Anchor Point as well, mate. Just join us over there. Be good to have a chat with you and keep up with you. I'll talk you through doing it. Drop me a message. I'll talk you through doing it.
All right, no worries. Good luck, lads. Great show as always. See you soon, mate. Take care.
All right, mate. See you later.
Dad, Mickey says hello. She said she's going to put her clothes back on, Mickey. All right.
No, just stay naked and get on Anchor Point as well. Good, girl.
He said stay naked and get on Wanker Point because Mickey said he wants to have a fucking good look.
Cheers, Jim. Tell her, mate.
See you later, guys. Tell her.
Bye.
Bless him. He's a good man, he is, Jim.
Yeah, Jim's a good man. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Right, we'll take one more call. If anyone does want to call in, first come, first serve, because it is getting late. I will go back to doing the phone-ins a lot more as well. I might even after the Southampton game, I'll do a live followed by phone-in as well. So hopefully, and I'm expecting us to beat Southampton. So I'm expecting it to be a more positive show.
I'm sorry, I laugh at that, because it makes me fucking laugh, because we should be absolutely fucking battering them. So I fully expect it.
Yeah. We will beat them. We ain't going to lose to Southampton. It ain't going to happen.
When is it? Saturday is our next game.
Yeah. We will beat them.
Just for them who want to know, Saturday I will be doing a watch along. I'm off, so that weekend, so I will be doing a watch along.
Fair enough. That's good. So we've got a full roster on the weekend. So yeah, it should be good. But look, I'll tell you what. Drop us a few questions in the chat then while we're waiting for another call. We'll run for another 10-15 minutes or so. If you got anything you want us to talk about,
Big Phil, I thought you said you were fucking leaving. Fuck off.
Fuck
all he's done is give us stick all fucking right, you fucking.
He does. He starts on you all the time, doesn't he?
He loves it though, doesn't he? He loves it.
He does.
Okay. Randy's been asking this. Randy loves to repeat the question, but I always see you, Randy. I always do, mate. Micky and Nick, who would you have as your number one coach and why if Potter fails? So I have newly installed, because I keep getting told about ChatGPT, right? I'm not good on fucking I can't even say the word, but technology and that. But I'll put myself as the Simpsons characters and all that. I'm fucking right in it now. So I'm just thinking of shit questions to ask it. And
AI Mick.
What?
AI Mick. That's what you
AI Mick. Yeah, AI Mick. More like AI Mick. What? And I asked it, who should be West Ham's next manager? And it come back with a great analysis of why, but it was end up being Michael Carrick. And even just reading that, look, it's ChatGPT, what the fuck? But I was convinced. But what they told me, I was really convinced. So I probably would have Michael Carrick, to be honest with you.
Mick, do you remember when I was back? Because I like to swim against the tide. That's what I do. Like I said, I come on and I'll give you my opinion. A lot of the times I go a little bit earlier, but I've got foresight. I'm not always right, but I do stick to my guns. I do, even if people don't like it, and a lot of people don't sometimes. I'll stick to my guns. I will. Like I said, I don't go out to just say what everyone will like. It's not quite often what I say people don't like because I go too soon. But I had a chat with ChatGPT because I needed validation. Right, started off with because people don't know what the West Ham way is. Well, fuck me. Put that into ChatGPT. It knows. Yes. It knows the West Ham way probably better than any West Ham. Well, not any, but it gave a wonderful explanation. It went on to talk about whether Graham Potter. I then asked it very systematically. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll share the answers to it in the community section, and I'll share what I queried it as well. I then said, West Ham have appointed, after losing David Moyes and falling out of love with the style of football, wanting a new progressive style, we've appointed Graham Potter. How do you think this is for a fit for West Ham? Basically came out and said it's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, but basically said we don't think that he will fit the style for West Ham. It won't. His style will be too much of a culture shock for West Ham. It'll be similar to David Moyes. They won't like the style of football. This is basically what it said. And then it went on to say there is a bit of a fan divide going on because there still is, but there was at the time. And I said, there are fans that believe sticking with the manager is a right thing to do, irrespective if that manager is proving to be not the right person. Who is right in this scenario? The fans that go, oh, this bloke ain't right for the club, get rid of him, or the fans that go, and I said, I want you to give me your impartial opinion on this.
Yep.
I said, who is right in this scenario? He said, undoubtedly the fans that can, that basically can see what is right for the football club. He actually said, wearing I support the manager as a badge of honour isn't supporting your football club.
He did say that, and you sent me that. It was fucking amazing. It
did say it. See, here we go. Big Phil's phoned up for a row.
Is that Big Phil?
Big Phil.
Hey.
Fucking hell!
How you doing, Phil?
I'm all right. You?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm good. Had a good show tonight. It's been fun. The donkey's back out. I feel complete.
donkeys. Fucking hell. I tell you what, I don't know where to start with that yesterday. I was chatting with Abby. She went up there, didn't she? Did you meet her up there or something?
I didn't. I got there late as usual. So I didn't get there late. I got there with 15 minutes to go. So quickly down the point and got up there. But no, I intended to meet her, but didn't meet her.
I sent her a voice note. It basically said, look, I just want your opinion on this. Right? So I said, I just don't get it. How is he picking that midfield? I just don't see what he sees of that fucking Ward Prowse crap. I don't get it.
And what about throughout the course? And even you would think if you'd picked him, so you picked him, but then you're watching the game. How can you leave him on the pitch when you're watching him struggle like that?
That was the next bit of my message. I said, that Sulla was getting the ball when he was actually running through. I think you fucking know this is good. And Paquetá was getting on the ball. I thought Lewis starting to look good here. And then he fucking hooked him off.
Yeah, I know.
It sums it up.
It does, you know, and it was, look, don't get me wrong. It was, and you know something as well. This is the funny thing. I actually said to Mick, because, look, I'm glad, in principle, that Souček didn't play for 90 minutes. Just once. It was nice, right? But you know something? In that game, what I would have done 100%, well, I'd have started with Fulkrug. But if I hadn't, it'd have been coming on at half-time, right? Then what I'd have done, if we'd have got a goal back and we was drawing, or we was winning 2-1 and it was narrow, I'd have been bringing Souček on for the last 15 because he's good at defending. He's good at defending corners and stuff like that. So at that point, that's probably where I would have used Souček late on in the game because you're thinking, fuck. And then, do you know what? Maybe Virgil van Dijk he'd have had another big bloke on him. Do you know what I mean? It might have been different. So I was surprised with the management of it, the whole thing. I was.
I'd love to see that German come on earlier and give that Dutchman a good kick.
Mate, he was
being. He got stuck into him, wasn't he?
Potter was bullied by the West Ham fans into bringing him on. Like when we was there, it must have been 10, 15 minutes because he was warming up right in front of us and it was literally loud. You know, big fucking German, get him on. I mean, he came out again, right? I was getting the hump. He came out again. And I was what was I, row 20? So I don't know whether he can hear me or not, but I did scream. And he came out with his bib on again. I went, get that fucking bib off and get on the fucking pitch. Paul, what are you doing? I was going like that. And it felt like he'd listened to me because at that point he turned around, went straight back to his bench, but he couldn't have heard me because he was too far away. But yeah, I'll take it. I think it was down to me that he came on.
Yeah, I think you've done that.
I was having a chat, right, just generally about football in general. And I was chatting to these, all of us are silly old buggers now, I suppose, but we were just saying in general, all different, not just West Ham supporters, like just in general, going, the game's got really boring, isn't it, to watch, considering like it used to be. You know what I mean? It's all sort of, I don't know, what's the word? It's like it's all sort of orchestrated, isn't it? It's all
you get the odd
that bit, but don't go over there.
You get the odd mad game. You get the odd mad game. So I watched Aston Villa Crystal Palace when Palace were at when Villa were at Selhurst Park. That was a mental game. That was literally end to end. That was good. There was no fucking. That was just two teams going at each other. It was end to end. It was such a good watch. And you know the other one that was good to watch as well? It was Palace versus City at the weekend. That was mental, that game. That was fucking nuts, wasn't it?
The one I watched a few weeks ago was Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. That was like a basketball game.
That's what you want, though, isn't it? End to end. I didn't see it, no, but that's what you want. That's
but, I mean, and then this bloke I was chatting to, he sort of hit the nail on the head in a way. He said, "Do you know what half of the trouble is?" And he's not involved in football, nothing like that. I said, "What?" He says, "Well, when we were kids growing up, we used to play in the park or in the streets, didn't we? Come home from school, get a ball and just kick it about." He says, "Nowadays, it's all organised. Because of the way, I suppose, society don't now, but kids go to a club, don't they? Or they go to a training pitch and they're under instruction. So it's not like years ago, work it out for yourself. How do I bend the ball? How do I do this? How do I do it? How do you keep ups? Do the, like freedom, isn't it?
Well, I think the beauty of the game is the chaos within it. It's a chaotic game. That's why we love it. We're working class. We've got short attention spans. It's a fast game. It's end to end. It's fucking mad. That's the game that we grew up loving.
Shirley's got a short extension.
Yeah. No. But it is though. It's literally, it's fucking exciting. It should be. It's end to end. You never know what's going to happen next. It's a roller coaster of emotions. And when they've introduced technology into football, well, I think it was, who was it who said it the other day? They said technology was introduced into all other sports to speed it up, but they've introduced it into football to slow it down.
Yeah, bullshit.
They've slowed it down. I mean, you can't celebrate a fucking goal anymore, Phil.
No, what you're waiting for. Was it all right? Wasn't it all right?
Otherwise, you end up like Ange Postecoglou, didn't you? When you cup your ears to your own fan.
Yeah, but when that happens to someone like that, it's fantastic. Fantastic. That's exactly what you want it for. I'm all for it when it's like that.
Yeah.
I had a crazy treble yesterday come in. I had Chelsea to get beat, right? Spurs to get beat, Man United to get beat. Now, Chelsea, obviously, they drew in the end, but I've got they were 2-0 down, so I got an early payout.
Oh, you got the early payout? Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Spurs get beat.
Bloody hell. Was I the only one that at half time? That's good. That's good. But was I the only one that at half time when you saw Ipswich 2-0 up? Obviously, you're celebrating because your bet's coming in. But were you sitting there looking at that thinking, fucking hell? Ipswich are beating Chelsea now. I was starting to think, oh my God, what's going on here?
Yeah, but no.
The great escape.
No, I wasn't, because I still think that they could. Well, they're not going to do it. No, they're not going to do it. It's done. Them three are dead, and they've been dead for a while.
Yeah.
That's my only entertainment on the Saturday now, is waiting for Spurs to get beat, to be topped off with going onto the TikTok to get that expression, his meltdown.
I've got a prediction, right? Because do you know, because not only is Potter, I think so far anyway, been fucking useless. Do you know what else he ain't? He ain't lucky. Do you remember Moyes was useless, but he was lucky as fuck? Do you remember Lopetegui was useless, but he was lucky as fuck and all? He kept on getting results that he didn't deserve. Potter ain't even got that. Do you know what's going to happen by the time we play Spurs? They're going to go out of Europe. We're all going to laugh at them. They're going to sack Ange Postecoglou and get a new manager in, and they're going to bounce us off the fucking park when we play them because they're going to have a new manager bounce. That's what's going to happen. Postecoglou will be sacked before we play Tottenham.
Tottenham are doing everything they can to make sure West Ham finish above them, but West Ham are doing fuck all about it.
I know, but that's my prediction, because I do think that, as well as proving to be incredibly average as a manager, there's no luck there. There's no element of luck, because I do think you have to create your own luck to a degree. I don't think he does that. You know, so whereas we say these managers are lucky, I do think that there's probably a reason why they're lucky. It's the way they engineer the games a little bit. I just don't think Potter's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be that type of guy. Personally, he'll get the odd good result. We'll get the odd Arsenal. It will happen. We'll get the odd one.
I'll go back to what I was trying to carry. I just don't see it. Am I fucking mad or something? You know what I mean? How much is he getting paid as a manager?
Oh, mate, they're
surely,
millions.
You are fucking mad, Big Phil, to be fair to you. But yeah, in this instance, no.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't see it. This fucking bloke just goes backwards and sideways. He hasn't got an ounce of risk in him, is he? Like fucking Ward-Prowse.
No risk.
Not an ounce.
Mate, I reckon what was it Will said the other day? He wears 2 condoms when he has sex. He was all them things, wasn't it? Was it? He wears a fucking crash helmet and knee pads to go down the local co-op.
Yeah,
he's definitely safe.
Mate of mine, right? He's just Southampton supporter.
Yeah.
All his life, right? And when he first time, Ward-Prowse come to West Ham, right? So the first time, not like after he's been on loan and come back. And it was in the summer, and I was like, "Oh, we've got that Ward-Prowse. We signed that it'd be quite a good signing." And he said to me at the time, he said, "Well, I'll let you make your own mind up on that." He says, "I've been watching him for years." And And so it's different when you watch a player week in, week out, isn't it?
It is,
Like
yeah, of course it is. We only watch a highlights of Southampton.
West Ham players, and
yeah.
You go, well, you don't fucking watch them. I mean, same thing as they talk about Moyes. Oh, you know, be careful what you wish for. You don't watch the fucking talk. You ain't got a clue what you're talking about. Just shut up about
it. That's all you do. When it ain't your team, all you do is you look at the high level stuff. You look at where they are in the league. You look at the fucking highlights of goals, and you'll go, "What are you moaning for?" Or you'll go, "Because who's the other player as well?" I know Eden Hazard was a great player, but I know a Chelsea season ticket holder, and he said he used to drive me fucking mad. Because he said the only
toward players, this bloke was saying like, well, you know, you just take your own judgment. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. But obviously, looking back, what he's saying was he's fucking bored. He's like, you know, he ain't what.
Yeah, mate.
Because he's known to us, wasn't he, as the free kick expert, the next,
I called him a shit when we signed him.
I didn't know too much about him really. He got in the England side for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, but they
fucked him off out of that.
I've never rated him. I've always thought that to be in a central midfield in the Premier League, you've got to have something about you. If you're little, you've got to be quick or incredibly dynamic. Technical player. You've got to have something. You've either got to be a powerhouse, a ball carrier, a ball winner, or something like that. You've got to have something. I just feel like he's just a decent, all right footballer. You know, I've often said it before, right? With him, I think that he's Mark Noble, but without the bollocks. Mark Noble, it was all about the bollocks, right? He had big bollocks, Mark Noble. But he's like Mark Noble in terms of his ability, but without that fight and that fire and that leadership. Because if you took that,
when I was watching it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm just interested on because we can slag it off. Honestly, I'm not trying to be constructive as possible. Right?
Not on this channel. Don't be constructive on here, Phil.
I was thinking. I was just watching him going. Is he playing for fucking Liverpool? It was like he was helping Liverpool out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Because like Soler and Paquetá and, you know, and we're doing something, and then it's like he's putting a fucking handbrake on. I was like, let the ball go, you
mate.
Fucking pass it forward.
Mate, I'd have dropped him. I know we beat Arsenal. But do you know that moment in the game where their goalkeeper started off 10 yards behind him and then overtook him like he was standing still and then done that weird chop to fucking embarrass him even further? At that point, you're sitting there thinking, that's our fucking central midfield. That's our central midfielder. Their goalkeepers just roasted him for pace and mugged him off. Honestly, that was enough. That should have been enough.
Oh, God. I do wonder what the fuck's going to happen to it. I really worry about what's going to happen to this lot.
Do you know what? As bad as that is, I've seen it worse. We talked about this the other day, Nick. I've seen it worse. The worst one I've seen is when Hayden Mullins and Nigel Quashie was a they would pick over Mascherano. What the fuck was that?
That was unbelievable. That's just like what we're having now. I mean, people say, the thing is, right? People are saying that when you look at it and you look at Soler now, and you think Souček's been keeping him out of the team. He's come from PSG. This bloke's been sat on the bench watching that fucking tree meander around the fucking pitch, keeping him on the bench. It was the same when we had James Ward-Prowse and Souček keeping Lanzini and Fornals out of the team. Two far superior fucking footballers. They just couldn't get on the pitch because we had fucking Jedward in there. Because you can't just have one of Jedward. You got to have both. Otherwise, it don't work.
That geezer you had on before, what was his name?
Jimbo.
From Cyprus. He's making me laugh.
He's funny.
He's a good man.
Di Canio. He's talking about Di Canio, and the one that came to my mind was, do you remember when he caught the ball?
Yes.
He could have scored.
Yeah, and Harry said he could have killed him.
I could have fucking killed him.
It was against Everton. It was against Everton, wasn't
it? He got an award for that. He got spokesman of the year.
He got a fucking award.
Yeah.
That sums up West Ham, doesn't it? Caught the fucking ball. I couldn't believe it when you done it.
Yeah. Oh no.
You know.
Anyway, Phil, lovely to talk to you, mate. We're going to wrap this up.
Wait, Shirley. Fuck it out.
Fucking hell,
Phil.
Phil.
You doing your watch along?
He won't. He'll say no 10 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
That's what he'll do.
He'll
I've done that
fucking
once,
buy
you
that again, won't he?
I've done that once, you mug, because I couldn't fucking
He'll have
stand
one of
it.
those ropey fucking dribbly noses again, won't he? I don't feel very well.
No, he's sick now, isn't he? He's like Darren Anderton, Spurs.
Oh, you fucking bunch of gaslighting. You's a woke, mate. You's a fucking Starver supporter, you bugs.
He is.
On that note, ta-da.
Right,
Yeah,
I'll see you later
off.
on. Cheers, Phil. Ta-da, mate.
Oh, mate.
Right, I'll tell you what, we'll finish this off. We'll do a Southampton review, but what do I want to do to Southampton? I'll tell you what I want to do for Southampton. For me, I want a back four, not a back five. So I'm going to reinstate Scholes against Southampton. I want Scholes on the left. I want Wan-Bissaka on the right. I want, I probably will. I'll go Kilman and Tadibo in the middle. Start with those two. If Kilman struggles, bring on Mavro. Don't go to a back five. Take fucking Kilman off because he can't. We've got a defender that don't seem to like operating in the back two. If he can't, don't fucking play him. Then play Alvarez as a sole CDM.
Yep.
Play Soler and Paqueta. Play that midfield three. Right?
Yep.
Play Bowen on the right. Play Kudus on the left.
Yep.
And play the incredible Folk down the middle. Bosh.
100%.
That's what you do.
Team. Yeah.
That's what you do. How difficult is it, really, when you think about it? I mean, what he effectively did was it the second half against Bournemouth? Was he just switched it to a conventional formation where people are all of a sudden in their stronger positions? We look better. I just don't understand the mentality of these fucking tinkering coaches that feel like they've got to change players. You know, I'm going to make Bowen into a striker. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do just fucking play players in their better position so we can have some fun watching a decent game of football. You know, it's not a fucking experiment. It's a football match. So yeah, that's for me.
I fully agree with that, but that's not going to happen. It's not.
So I'll tell you what I've said. What I'm assuming we would want to go for that sort of lineup. You tell me. Predict what he's going to do, Mick. Predict what Graham Potter's going to do.
I don't think he'll go 5. I do think he'll go with the 4 at the back. Yeah. But I do think that he'll go with James Ward-Prowse. Will he drop
Souček 2 games in a row?
Yeah, he could start. Alvarez, but however you're going to look at it, he's going to have 2 central defensive midfielders. That's how he'll stay. He'll overpack that. He won't.
So against Southampton, they say we've got 10 points out of 32 games. We're going to play with 2 central defensive midfielders.
I think he will. I think that he liked. What was that game against? It was Leicester.
Because you can't be too careful, Mick. You can't be too careful, mate.
And James Ward-Prowse does run a lot, so he
runs loads. You can't be too careful.
So, but then I think Potter loved that 2-0 win against Leicester because we controlled the game.
He got a little lob on, didn't he?
Yeah, it was such a shit game, but 2-0 was a great result. I think that you'll kind of see that again, if I'm being honest. I don't want to. I want to see more attacking, progressive football, and we should be doing that against the Southampton side, who is fucking shockingly shit.
I'll tell you what, because I'm not. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm not Pottering, right?
Are you not?
No, I'm not Pottering, but I'm not.
You changed your tune,
but I'm not Moyes level Potter out. I'm not. You know, I know he's going to be here in the summer and next season. So I'm just saying, if he left tomorrow, I'd be happy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you know what? If he plays Souček and James Ward-Prowse in the middle, this is a scenario, right? Does that, and we get beat against Southampton, I'm going Moyes level Potter out. I'm telling you, that'd be it for me. Done. Dead. Finished. It's impossible. It won't happen. We have to beat Southampton. But if that type of thing was to play out, not just losing to Southampton, but losing when you field a wanky team as well, that for me, I'm done. I'm done at that point. Done.
I will say this, though. I do think that he'll start Falkirk. I can't say his name. Falkirk. I do think he'll start...
Say 2 words. Full. Krug.
Crook.
Now say Full Krug.
Falkirk. So what I'm saying, but I think that that'd be the defender that he takes out, and I don't think he'll start Salea. I think, but then he starts the big German up
I'll
front.
tell you what, from now on, just call him Dave.
No, I call him Fucknut. He just comes off me tongue earlier. So Fucknut, I think that he'll start with Fucknut, but that's the best change he's going to make, I think.
For me, right, if he's not comfortable with playing the full Krug from the start and he wants to play him in the second half, play him in the fucking play Ferguson in the first half. Just play him. Just try and recover what has been the most embarrassing loan, because it's actually embarrassing for him. Harry don't want him to do something towards the end of the season. You know, just fucking do something different. Because playing a striker and getting Bowen back out on the right hand side, we benefit from that. You know, we have to play a striker. Yes, Falkirk is in Scotland. Right, anyway, enjoyed that tonight. Thank you,
What's
chat.
he doing there? He should be in Stratford.
He should be in Stratford. Yeah. Fucking hell. No wonder he's never playing.
Yeah, fucking hell. What's he doing in Scotland, sausage?
But yeah, enjoyed that tonight. Cheers, chat. Thank you very much. Cheers, Mickey.
Mate.
Thanks, Jimbo. Thanks, Big Phil, for the phone in. Yeah, I feel, like I said, I feel complete. The donkey's back. Will Potter shift the mantle? Will he? How long will he retain it for? He's got a run of games now where he could potentially get a run going. He could, if you look at the 6 games. You know, there's an argument to say that we could win an awful lot of them. You've got Spurs who are shit. You've got Man United who are shit. You've got Southampton who are shit. We've got Ipswich who are shit. Brighton away, not easy. But yeah, he's got a run of games now where throw a little bit of caution to the wind, grow some bollocks, give it some. Let's have it. That's what I'll say.
Agree.
Anyway, right, let's go. Let's stop talking. Right, we've got to do a delayed goodbye because this software cuts us off and makes us look abrupt. Right, so say goodbye, Mick.
No. See you later, you lot.
See you later. Come on, you irons.
Good.